With us, Pranjal is a drag performer, a transvestite, and a content writing manager. Pranjal, we're so happy you're here with us to address the issue of online sexism. The platform is all yours.
Hi, a very good evening. Can you hear? I just wanted to make sure if
Yes, we
everybody
can
can
hear
hear
you.
me. All right,
We can
fine.
hear you.
All right. A very good evening to you, to Abirani, and to everyone who are present here. I am so thankful today for you guys to offer me this opportunity to speak about and to talk about the things or the matters which concerned me and the things which didn't happen in my life in back past days, in a right way. So I don't know how to start, but I will share from from the very beginning of my school days. So before coming to Bangalore, when I was in DPS, and at that particular time, like I have been always targeted, not just me, the entire LGBT community. We have been always like shamed for our sexuality, the way we behave, the way we talk. You know what I mean? For example, if you're sitting in the classroom, the boys won't talk to you because of your femininity, because of you being totally feminine, or they have an insecurity, thinking, if that particular person talks to me, I that that person might be shamed or laughed by the other publics just because he has been talking to me or being friends with me. And remaining are those girls who have been so supportive, like few of my friends, and but not everyone. There were people, like human beings, I would rather say, who have in my life till now have been discriminating, have been criticizing me, and by using homophobic slurs, and like so many stupid languages, which is intolerable. And also, when it comes to the drag performing thing, I am not sure if everybody is aware of the term drag queen. So basically, drag queens are referred to those people. I mean, even in Bangalore, like if you in Lalita Shoks, and every Thursday you get to see drag queens performing. So basically, drag queens are referred to those, like a man, a feminine man, or anyone from the gay community or the LGBT community who is presenting the opposite gender. Like for me, being a male, I'm presenting. I'll dress up. I'll apply makeup on. I'll put wigs, and I'll put a female costume, and then after that, I'll perform for the entertaining people. It can be anything, for a fashion show. It can be for singing, for a stand-up comedian thing. So basically, we perform for entertaining the people and the crowd which we gather. So what happens was, like, when we post pictures or posters, like regarding of that event which we are going to perform, and not just that only, talking about our app called TikTok, where a lot of LGBT people, talented people, I would rather say makeup artists, people who transforms from a boy to a girl, and then all of us, try to present ourselves or showcase our talents, inner talents which we have. And people, they don't take it that in a positive way, rather they are always so much busy, coming for us, calling us, like I can't even describe. They will target us directly first. They will target our family. They'll use such kind of sentences calling us, your parents might be so much unsatisfied or ashamed of you because you being such a burden to the society. And they have no idea how bad impact or such a negative impact it implies, within us, and which leads to having mental disturbance, and affecting the mental health. And they don't really think about, like, before commenting such stuffs. And also, I personally say, sharing an experience where I was on drag, and I was crossing the road just to catch my cab right after my performance. And then there comes a there comes a bunch of boys who were right standing there, and then they were literally coming for me. And I was so scared at that particular time. I didn't know what to do, because everybody, everybody was watching me, making me uncomfortable, and in return, I have not done nothing to them. Everybody had that sarcastic smile on their faces, and I didn't even understand what to do at that particular time because I was scared. I was panicking. I had no one to protect me, and even I knew that even if I call for help, nobody is gonna come for me because I did that. Those guys were literally coming for me, and they were passing comments like hijra and so many things. I mean, let's catch this person, let's catch this cross dresser, let's open his this thing, let's show to the public, being a male, what is it doing to the society? And at that particular time, trust me, I was lost. I thought, that at that particular time, if my cab wouldn't have arrived on time, maybe I would have been attacked, or by those bunch of boys. And trust me, I tried calling for help to the auto rickshaws. I couldn't understand. Maybe they didn't understand the language. I mean, the auto wallahs or something. But everybody was laughing, in the current situation, what was going on. And it was like, for them, it was like an entertaining show. Like, they have to watch something, somebody is getting bullied, criticized, and it's a fun thing to watch, because you know what, we have been always loved and always categorized as the entertainment source in the society and the community. So it's very difficult for us, like, even if we try to like work, coming back to work. I mean, currently, as you have mentioned, and as you guys know, that I'm currently a content writing manager, so for a company. So before that, I was on a company or at a sales department, and trust me, my colleagues and even my boss, every day they have something, like, when it comes to, for me, like, as I think I'm kind of similar to Nitya. Like, as she said, she's very innocent. Simultaneously, for me also, I'm a very innocent person. Like, if somebody comes to talk to me, like, in a friendly way, I would feel so happy, because you know why? In this life, I have suffering. I have been suffering by all negativity people. People who doesn't really tries to understand me or my community. They have always have to talk about it, and not respecting, like, that each and every genders or sexuality should be respected and treated equally in this society, because we all have our equal rights, no matter where we are. And so what I do is, like, I share with them, like, I show my cross-dressing pictures, I mean, my other pictures and all. And I thought, because in front of my face, they will be so much, they'll be showing like supportive, they'll be so much supportive, and they will be like telling me things like, it's nothing wrong to be who you are. And you know what, like, they will literally screenshot my the post which I post on my Instagram. Like, suppose if it happens for a makeup tutorial, or if it happens for any drag performing from my shows. So they will literally screen record it, and they will literally screenshot it, and they will spread it in among the WhatsApp groups where I am not present. I'm not aware of those groups. So they'll share, they'll present, and then they will be using homophobic slurs, and they will be presenting my videos and screenshot in such a way that if today, if I'm not a if it happens for me to not to be a strong person, I don't know, for a weak person, that person might commit suicide. Trust me, it was that bad. I mean, people were coming for me, like, the only thing which matters for them, especially in office or anywhere, is, like, they take me as an entertaining source. Like, anything with relating me has to be like, entertaining. Like, oh, okay, Pranjal, like, I'll give you an example. Like, if I enter the office, Pranjal, mujhe ye sab sikha do, like, teach me this. Can you teach me to like walk, and like, walk, how to hit the runway. And, like, with I feel great about it, because you know why, I am open about my sexuality, and I'm open about the talents which I have, and I don't mind sharing with people, or rather teaching them. So what happens is, like, when I try to show them, they'll call the other people, like, hey, come, look how his, and they'll laugh about it. And they have no idea, like, what are they doing? I don't know. I really don't know. I'll not blame their parents or something. I mean, it's right now 21st century. It's not a thing for parents to teach us. We have been growing, we have been independent. We are adults, and technology has given us that much of privilege to get information and get knowledge. So even if they know, it's kind of I don't know, like I'm not getting the exact word to say. Maybe it's kind of a hobby for them to, like, gossip, or maybe bring down or troll somebody. Because I really don't know, even if I have not done anything bad, where I am always like happy to share my talents, inner talents, like by being open and by being too friendly to people, but all they take is advantage of my innocence. And they always all the time it has to be something, entertaining. Like, even if I sit with them, there won't be any such topics, any serious topics to be discussed. Like, they always want to know things, like, from me, which will be entertaining them. And that's disgusting, because I'm not a clown, or I'm not a person. I mean, I love to make people laugh. That I always love if somebody is having a smile on their faces just because of me. I'm very much happy. But if it's coming from a, like, negative, like, in a different way, like, that person needs a smile on his or her face, just because to make fun of me is bad. It's really bad. It's really, really, really bad, because that other particular person have no idea what would, affect me, or what would impact me in me. Or, like, tomorrow, if my family hears all this, like, they really don't think about it. And all they have to do is, like, comment and discriminate and criticize, and like, whatnot. So we don't want to be always, like, stay in a taboo in the country, because it's not happening right. And you know what, there was also an incident on my Facebook page, where, and as I have said, that mine and Nitya's stories are quite similar. Somebody, I think that definitely from my friends, or maybe someone who knows me, have created multiple amount of fake IDs on Facebook, just to comment, stupid things regarding my sexuality and regarding my gender on my Facebook, so that I get offended, so that I, just to offend me, or just to, like, make me feel bad about who I am right today. So they will create fake IDs, and they'll comment homophobic slurs and, like, abusive slangs. They will threaten me. They'll threaten me to, like, and not just me. They'll bring my family using such vulnerable words, which cannot be described. Trust me on that. And then I tried to complain, and then I tried to, like, okay, let me not, because I'm kind of a person, like, who is very like, not, I won't exactly use the word introvert, but I used to don't not have my own voice, like, I used to always tolerate things, and not like, not, I decide not to talk about it, or I decide not to react. What I always do is, like, I always take the things inside me, and I think, okay, things are gonna be fine, God is there. But how long? Because every day I have to face the same old thing, which was not tolerable. It affected on my studies, it affected on my career. I was not able to concentrate, like, on any particular things I was doing on that current time. And then I decided, let me reach out to people, let me reach out to the crime department. Honestly, I had no idea how to start with. And then what happened, you know what, I used, like, obviously, there would be seniors who would be handling things. And you know what, I got the feedback when I complained. It's not the people's fault, it's about you. Like, if you start, I think, I would give you a suggestion, like, if you start behaving, or if you start like, staying as a boy. I mean, you know what I mean, right? I mean, no offense to you, but you know how people are. I exactly know how people are, and that's why I came to you. That's the reason I came to you, because my voices, like, not just mine, the entire LGBT community's voices have always been, like, misheard by people, have always been neglected by people. That's the reason, we are, like, maybe we don't get any kind of platform, or any kind of things to reach out, or to, like, tell people to stop it, to make us stop, to bring us full stop, because this is not done. We are human beings too. We have emotions. When I decided to complain, that particular person comes to me and telling me that it's my mistake who have been behaving, or who have been like, to who have been taking decisions to make a life like this. And it's very shameful to hear all these things, because, and at that particular point, honestly, I was depressed. I was like, nobody could and can really understands us. Like, talking about the heterosexual people, at least if a girl is facing a problem, there would be her guy friends, like, good guy friends who would be protecting them from any other random guys. Or even if she doesn't have any male friends, her girlfriends might be helping her or something. But for us, you know what I mean, for us, nobody comes for us. I mean, it's very difficult because we have to fight all by our own self. Because honestly saying, like, when it comes to a bunch of boys, I alone cannot face them. I am too weak to fight a bunch of boys. And not just that, if supposingly, I mean, we are feminine, we have equal strength and equal power as the other female has. We don't have extra, it's a wrong conception. Like, people used to always have that, people like you have both, male and female powers. Or it's absolutely a wrong conception. I don't know why people spread such kind of things. We have equally strength and powers, because we all the time we always consider ourselves as a woman. We never, we don't like to stay as a boy. And people thinks that, it's a thing which us, it's a problem with us. They call us, they give us names, and they think that we are not mentally fit, or we have some kind of disease. And just because we choose to live the way we want, or the gender we decided to stay or live, people think that we should not be treated good in this society, or we should be killed. I'm lucky, at least in India. I mean, I won't say I won't luck, but there are countries like, the what do you call, Muslims countries like, don't, I'm sorry, but I'm not being religious or something, but it's a true thing. Islamic countries like Qatar and Iran, Iraq, over there, like, a person from the LGBT community, if somebody is from LGBT community, it's for them, it's haram. I'm not exactly sure if you guys are aware of the term called haram. So a lot of transgender women have been shot down dead just because of their sexuality, imagine. So over here also, like, a lot of trans people or us, we, our voices are never heard. Even if anybody from the community goes to reach out to a police person to complain, like, so many cases on us have been happening, like boys trying to rape, boys trying to misbehave with us. I'm not saying it's my with me. I'm speaking on behalf of the community, because a lot of cases which was not even heard, which not even people doesn't even think that, that this kind of things or matters might also concern, or might be also serious. Just because of the sexuality or appearance or the looks, they always have made a shield, you know of neglecting. They've always made a shield of neglecting us, and always treating us in a different and a wrong way. So that is something which is not tolerable, because a lot of people have committed suicide out of depression, out of anxiety. And because end of the day, everybody is a human being, and we have the equal strength and equal capability and tolerance, as compared to us as a normal human being. God have not given us any extra level of tolerance where we can put it or consume inside our body. If anybody from our community has been going under mental torture or mental depression, it is affecting the same with us, like any other person's might be going at that particular time. But nobody gives up important, like, nobody tries to give a value on it. Nobody thinks that our voices should be reached out or should be heard, because all the time they would only blame us, because saying that it was your decision, it is your fault who has been staying like this, it's not the people's fault because it's you who should change. My question is, why should we change? Why? You have not stepped on the dish on the shoe which I'm like walking right now. You have not felt the fire which I always feel, which I get burned every day. How on earth can you come and tell me or point on me saying that it's me who has the issue, not the other people? That was so rude. Also, coming back to the things, like I'll tell you about this conception about boys. Okay, at least females, they understand us and they try to keep a good friendship with us, but I'll talk about boys right now. So what happens, like when supposingly if like a boy, if a guy has to message me like on any social apps, so always, there is always a thing when that particular person comes to know that I am a trans, or I am like a cross dresser or transvestite, or anyone, or a gender fluid or a bi-curious, anything. The problem in the most disgusting part is their question always starts with with asking about our genitals. How disgusting is that? I mean, they never really think about it. I don't know why they ask it, but 99 percentage of of our countries, when it comes to question for us, like of somebody trying to know us, it always starts from the genitals. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, oh, okay, so so are you like, do you have a female organ? Do you have breast? Do you have vagina? Or like, how, when did you start like, these are the stupid questions. Okay, I understand people have confusion. I won't deny that people have a lot of confusion, because us, we are kind of a very new in the society. We're not actually new, we're since the ancestors only. It's just the people who discriminated, or who thought who decided not to make us a part of the society. And but again, we honestly, me, if somebody asks me, there is a proper way, a decency, there's a proper way to ask or raise a question to someone. But they really think that it's cool to ask, or it's always cool to talk about things about their genitals, and because they're so curious. I understand, I respect their curiosity, but again, there comes our self respect and our emotions. Like, nobody in this planet, or nobody, rather, if it happens for a boy, if it happens for a girl, will not appreciate, or will not tolerate, or will not take it in a positive way about him or her being questioned about, just because of, about only about genitals or something. There are other ways, other questions, and other so many varieties of things to be asked or questioned to us. At least not the first question. That is, like, that is very embarrassing. For we feel very embarrassed. And also, that was just the, like, one point which I shared. Again, so even if they try to know us, or even if they try to meet, it has to be only in a private place, because they have a fear. They're ashamed. I mean, they can, the only thing which comes in their mind is to meet us in a particular place where it is covered with no one watching us. Maybe even if it's for a casual meet, or I don't know, like, what things they really think in their mind. And I know a very wrong conception about this society, about especially for the male people who have on us, is that we are only meant for fun, and the people who are from the transgender community are only for only working in sex traffic, this thing, sex workers or something. They I mean, we get more discriminated by than girls. At least girls, they get respect. But you know what, when it comes for LGBT persons, like, if I go to apply a job, like, they will definitely laugh at me, and they will discriminate, and they will be like, you should stick with makeup, and they will be commenting me, you should be sticking with makeups, and your kind of things, you know what I mean, that's fashion, ramp walk, that suits you. That is so that is so disgusting. And because why not? I mean, if I have the talents, the capabilities of doing good or working on that particular platform, who are you to pose me? At least, you know like try to give me or like watch me or take experience from me and then comment, but they will not do that. What they do or what concerns them is it has to be always with the the gender or the sexuality which belongs, and that's something which is intolerable, or I will tag them as of being illiterates, because in they calls themselves as literate people by calling themselves as engineers, doctors, and whatnots. But trust me, like in this when it comes to the real world, people still discriminate us. Our voices have never been heard till yet. Doctors face issues. Doctor themselves discriminate the trans people, you know, just because of their genitals and just because of their sexuality. They don't give them proper services, and they don't really try to help them. The police people also same, because you know why? They have one common mentality among themselves, and that is like, we are meant for nothing. The only thing which the trans people are meant for is sex working, and the only work gay people are meant or the feminine guys are meant for is makeup, beauty, cosmetics, fashion, or working in the hair salon. Those are the only things which people categorize or termed as, like, even if I walk on the street or like and talking about the comments on Facebook which they made, hey, like, hey, makeup artist, or hey, like, they will be only bothered about that. So that is very bad. And I also want, like, schools to have education for the LGBT community, because it's a very high time people should educate themselves. It's very high time people should educate themselves, because we don't harm anyone. We are equally as a normal person is. We make no harm to the society. It's you who always judge us. It's you who have always things to tell, to speak about us, and that is something which things should be stopped, because if not, then I don't know, it's a very bad thing, because if we, the generation of today, do not change it, then it's gonna be the same thing which is going to be repeating for the upcoming generation. So I'm sorry if I have spoken something else from the topic, but again, this was something which I felt like sharing. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Pranjal. Thank you, Pranjal, for sharing your experiences. I feel sad and disheartened to hear some of your experiences. I think empathy, sensitivity is something that's essential, and
Yes,
that is the way forward. And part of the problems that you have been facing, the challenges, can be
yes,
met with that starting point of just empathizing, and that kind of equality mindset that we can carry. I'd
yeah,
like to ask you one question, because
sure,
the kind of sexism you face online somehow
yeah,
seeps even offline, and that is even more disturbing, right?
it's
So
very
if you were
disturbing.
to, yeah, if you were to say something to the people who have been a part of this challenge for you, you mentioned about screen recording, screen shotting, and then coming and
Yes,
asking you, if there's one thing you'd like to tell them and people with that kind of attitude, what would it be?
yes. The only message from my side is that I want them to actually, like, do it, because that won't make me stop for being who I am today. That won't make me stop, like, following my dreams, doing good things for me, for my family, and that won't stop me for being more powerful, and also to fight for it. I mean, because they always categorize, or they have always looked at me in a weak way, considering me as only a weak. But I'm not weak. I have more powers than you. I have the potential to fight against you and to prove that, I am no less than you. Actually, I'm much way better than you people. So that's what I wanted to say.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much, Pranjal.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
And also, like, it's a kind request to, like, all the guests here, that
Sure.
that at least like search about it, like have the information about it, research on it, like not every, I understand some of the transgender people on the signal might be very rude to you or might not behave in a good way. It's only because of their own sufferings, which was not good, their experiences that makes them, but inside us, I can give you an assurance, none of the people from the LGBT community have a bad heart. We all have a very good heart, and it's just because people don't like welcome us in a positive way, they always have to talk about and shame us and like criticize us. That is the only reason, like maybe they might not get a positive response from the few of the people whom they have might have problems with. But trust me, like it's also request, like please educate your, like friends, yourself, like read about us, like at least appreciate the talents which we have, not just comment on the sexuality thing. We the and from the entire community would be more happy to, like be a part of you guys and to help you to work together and to make things in its right places. It's just that he don't avoid us, or I mean, even if you're avoiding, I mean, don't at least like harm or try to harm us, or don't try to like always come for us by attacking us, or by posting homophobic slurs, because that's something which is not like we or anybody will appreciate, or it's not good for for our anything, I mean mental health or something, because a lot of people might not be as strong as I am today, or might not be that much like having guts to come and speak about it openly in front of people. So I mean, stop being like stop this one. I'm so sorry. Stop being judgmental, and just I want people to lead a happy and a better life. That's it.
Thank you for speaking your heart out and sharing that message.
Most welcome.